especially with major new development from OpenAI this weekend that could reshape the whole race. Our Deirdre Bosa has the state of play in today's Tech Check. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning, Carl. So a new dynamic very much on display over the weekend in Sam Altman's Reddit Ask Me Anything, also known as an AMA. Now, in response to a question on whether OpenAI would release model weights and publish research, Altman replied, "I personally think we've been on the wrong side of history here and need to figure out a different open source strategy." And this is just a remarkable statement from a leader who has long championed the closed source approach, citing safety, competitive dynamics, monetization as key justifications. For Altman to now admit that OpenAI may have been on the wrong side of history, that suggests mounting pressure and could have ripple effects across the AI landscape. For one, it validates Meta's strategy and puts pressure on other closed source players like Anthropic and Google DeepMind to clarify their own positions. During that AMA, Altman also admitted that DeepSeek R1 is a very good model and OpenAI will produce better models, but will, quote, maintain less of a lead than we did in previous years. Another extremely telling statement that signals OpenAI is no longer operating from a position of clear dominance, as open source models and a process called distillation really close that gap. And indeed, since DeepSeek's breakthrough over the past month or so, the entire space is moving faster than we have seen it move in a very long time. There's this test called Humanity's Last Exam. It's meant to measure how close AI is to true human-level intelligence. In less than 2 weeks, guys, the top-performing model more than tripled its score, and 5 models now outperform what was recently the best result. All of this to say the competitive landscape is exploding. And
as you just heard, Sam Altman admitted that OpenAI might have made a mistake. For years, OpenAI has championed the idea that AI should be controlled, monitored, and distributed only through private access to prevent misuse. They believe that restricting access to AI models would keep them safe from bad actors, misinformation, and unethical use cases. But now, with the rapid rise of DeepSeek, an AI company proving that open-source AI can be just as powerful while costing far less, OpenAI is being forced to reconsider its stance. DeepSeek's emergence has been nothing short of disruptive. They claim to have built an AI model comparable to OpenAI's GPT-01, but at a fraction of the cost. More importantly, they're making their technology open source, meaning anyone, from independent developers to small businesses, can access and build on their AI for free. This directly challenges OpenAI's approach, which relies on keeping AI behind paywalls and corporate licensing agreements. Now Microsoft, the largest investor in OpenAI, is now investigating DeepSeek over concerns that it may have used OpenAI's proprietary data without authorization. If these allegations prove true, it would suggest that DeepSeek's model was not entirely built from scratch, but instead incorporated elements of OpenAI's research. This raises broader ethical and legal questions about the boundaries of AI development and intellectual property in an industry where companies including OpenAI have faced similar scrutiny in the past. Governments are also watching closely. The U.S. has already restricted AI chip exports, claiming that limiting access to advanced technology is necessary for national security. But many believe this isn't just about security. It's about controlling who gets to develop AI and ensuring that Western corporations stay dominant. If AI becomes truly open source and accessible worldwide, it threatens the power structures that tech giants and governments have worked so hard to maintain. For an average person, this battle isn't just about billion-dollar companies fighting for dominance. It's about who will get access to AI and how it will shape daily life. Right now, AI is already being used in everything from automated customer service and content creation to personalized recommendations and business analytics. But here's the catch. If OpenAI wins this war and AI remains private, the best AI tools will continue to be locked behind expensive subscriptions, licensing agreements, and corporate control. Small businesses and independent creators will always be at a disadvantage because they won't have access to the same technology as the big players. If DeepSeek and open source AI win, AI could become cheaper and more accessible. That means small businesses could use AI to automate processes, individuals could build powerful AI-driven tools, and innovation wouldn't be limited to just those who can afford to pay for it. But while open-source AI sounds like an ideal solution for innovation and accessibility, it does come with real risks. When AI is freely available to everyone, it also means it's available to bad actors who could misuse it for misinformation, fraud, cyber attacks, or even autonomous hacking tools. Right now, one of the biggest fears in AI is deepfakes and AI-generated misinformation. If powerful AI models are available without restrictions, anyone could create highly convincing fake videos, impersonate voices, or automate large-scale misinformation campaigns. That's why some argue that OpenAI's closed-source approach makes sense, not because it's profitable, but because it ensures AI isn't easily abused. But here's the problem. Who gets to decide what's considered safe AI and what isn't? If AI remains in the hands of a few corporations, does that mean they get to control what information is generated and who has access to it? That's the other side of the argument. While OpenAI claims it's protecting people, it's also consolidating power. Whenever big tech companies and governments talk about AI regulation, they always frame it as a way to keep people safe. But let's be real. Regulation often isn't about safety, it's about control. The US is already restricting access to AI chips, preventing certain countries and companies from developing advanced AI. They say it's about protecting national security, but many believe it's also about ensuring that only a select few companies and nations get to lead AI development. Big tech companies, including OpenAI, support AI regulations, but not for the reasons you might think. If AI is heavily regulated, it makes it harder for new competitors to enter the space. OpenAI and Microsoft can afford to comply with strict regulations, but smaller startups and open-source projects may not have the resources to navigate legal obstacles. DeepSeek's rise challenges this system. If open-source AI grows too powerful, the corporations and governments that currently control AI could lose their grip. That's why Microsoft is investigating DeepSeek. It's not just about potential data theft, it's about stopping a competitor that threatens their investment. Both OpenAI's closed-source model and DeepSeek's open-source model come with their own pros and cons. OpenAI's closed-source AI ensures better security and oversight, but at the cost of limited accessibility and high prices. If AI remains private, it will continue to benefit large corporations, governments, and wealthy enterprises, while keeping small businesses and independent users locked out. DeepSeek's open-source AI makes AI cheaper and more accessible, but it also introduces risks of misinformation, cyber threats, and misuse. If powerful AI models become completely free, there's no telling who will use them and for what purpose. The truth is, there's no perfect solution. OpenAI's approach feels restrictive and corporate-driven, but DeepSeek's model isn't necessarily a risk-free alternative. While this AI war is unfolding, Sam Altman is pitching his most ambitious project yet, Stargate. The idea is to build massive AI data centers with a $500 billion investment to power the next generation of artificial intelligence. But here's the thing, who actually benefits from this? If Stargate succeeds, will AI become cheaper and more accessible, or will it simply increase OpenAI's monopoly over the industry? Who funds this project? Private investors, governments, or both? If governments invest in it, will they demand more control over AI regulation? And most importantly, how much of this is real, and how much is just hype? Some experts believe that Stargate is less about innovation and more about securing dominance in the AI space. If OpenAI controls AI infrastructure on a massive scale, they won't just own the models, they'll own the entire foundation that AI runs on. That could put every business and developer in a position where they're dependent on OpenAI's infrastructure to run AI applications. This AI battle is about more than just technology. It's about who gets to decide how AI is used and who profits from it. If OpenAI and its backers win, expect AI to remain a tightly controlled, expensive tool that benefits corporations and governments more than individuals or small businesses. If DeepSeek and open-source AI continue to grow, AI could become more accessible, cheaper, and widely available, but with increased risks of misinformation, unethical use, and cyber threats. At the end of the day, this isn't about good versus evil, or corporations versus the people. It's about whether AI will be controlled by a few, or if it will be a resource that truly serves everyone. Either way, one thing is clear. Whoever wins this battle will shape the future of AI for decades to come. Thanks for watching.